You've seen the claims. This penny is worth $1 million. This quarter can make you rich overnight. But is it true? The truth is, most of it is completely fake. Exaggerated prices, misleading hype. That's what we're here to expose. Welcome to Rare Coin Collecting. We reveal the real value, real history, and true rarity of coins that actually matter. From wheat pennies to rare state quarters. We cover it all with facts, not fiction. We explore coins in detailed series, one country at a time. And right now, we're focused on rare US coins. Subscribe now and discover the truth behind the coins.
They say some quarters are worth a fortune. And the Iowa Esclad State quarter is one of those coins that's been thrown around in viral videos, claiming it could make you rich overnight. But here's the truth. While this coin can indeed be valuable, under the right circumstances, most of what you've heard online is either exaggerated or flat out wrong. Let's break it down and uncover what actually makes this quarter special, what the real highest prices have been, and how you can protect yourself as a collector or investor. The Iowa State Quarter was released in 2004 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. The design on the reverse is beautiful. It shows the image of a schoolhouse, with a teacher and students planting a tree, based on the Grant Wood painting Arbor Day. It's a nod to Iowa's dedication to education and community values. On the obverse, of course, you've got George Washington's bust. Just like all state quarters. Now, the S-clad in the name tells you this coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint and is part of the Proof series, made for collectors, not for circulation. And here's the key. The clad proof version is not made of silver. Instead, it's a copper-nickel composition. The same as your regular circulating quarters, but with a mirror-like proof finish. These were originally sold in collector proof sets, meaning every example started out in pristine condition. So why do some Iowa S-clad quarters sell for high prices? Simple. It comes down to grading. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, and with proof coins, the difference between PR69 and PR70 can mean everything. A PR70 Deep Cameo, graded by PCGS or NGC, is a flawless coin with no visible imperfections even under magnification. And yes, these top-grade coins can fetch serious money at auction. In fact, the highest recorded sale for an Iowa S-clad state quarter in PR70 Deep Cameo was $138, sold in 2019, not thousands, not millions, but still a solid price for a single quarter that originally came in a set worth only a few dollars. Now let's get into the details collectors care about. First, mintage. The U.S. Mint produced just 188 Iowa proof-clad quarters. That's a tiny fraction compared to the hundreds of millions of circulation strikes. This low mintage, combined with the fact that many proof sets have been broken up or damaged over time, means finding perfect examples is harder than you might think. Grading is everything here. If you've got one of these coins and you think it might be perfect, you'll need to send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. But don't just send every coin blindly. High-grade proofs are still relatively common, so it's important to inspect them under magnification before paying grading fees. Now about cleaning. This is where many collectors ruin their coins. Never ever clean your proof quarter. The moment you touch it with a cloth, dip, or polish, you've destroyed its collector value. That mirrored proof surface is extremely sensitive, and even a single fingerprint can drop a PR70 to a PR68 instantly. If your coin's in its original mint packaging, leave it there. If it's already graded and in a slab, keep it that way. Let's talk about buying and selling. If you're looking to buy an Iowa S-clad state quarter, your safest bet is to purchase from a reputable dealer or auction house, preferably one that deals in certified coins. For selling, you have options on online platforms like eBay, major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, or direct sales through coin clubs and shows. But remember, your coin's grade and certification will largely determine its value. Here's a tip. Watch for coins that are still in their original government-issued proof sets. You might find one at a local flea market, estate sale, or even in an old drawer at home. While most will be PR69, you never know. A PR70 could be hiding in plain sight. So let's wrap this up. The Iowa S-clad state quarter isn't a lottery ticket, but it is a great collector coin with real potential. If you've got a flawless example, ignore the hype about thousands or millions. The true top sale was $138. Focus on finding coins in PR70 Deep Cameo, avoid cleaning and always deal with trusted sources. Here at Rare Coin Collecting, we're committed to giving you the real story behind coins like this. If you're an investor, collector, buyer, or seller, and you want solid, authentic numismatic knowledge without the clickbait, you're in the right place. People online love to make wild claims about the Iowa State Quarter, especially the 2004 Denver Mint version. You've probably seen videos saying it's worth thousands just for being from 2004. But let's set the record straight, because the truth is way more interesting than the hype. The Iowa State Quarter was released on August 30th, 2004, as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. Its design is actually one of the most charming of all state quarters. The reverse shows a one-room schoolhouse, with a teacher and students planting a tree, a tribute to education and Iowa's strong rural heritage. Above it, you'll see the words Foundation in Education proudly inscribed. Now, the 2004 Mint mark tells us this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The D Mint had a huge output for this coin, around 251.4 million quarters. That means the vast majority are still only worth face value if they've been in circulation. But that doesn't mean there aren't rare and valuable ones out there. Collectors prize this coin in high mint state grades, especially MS67 and above. That's where rarity truly comes into play. Even though millions were made, very few survived in perfect, untouched condition with no marks, scratches, or dulling. Those flawless surfaces are what serious numismatists chase after. And then there's the ultimate category, the finest known examples. In 2016, one of these 2004 Iowa State Quarters in pristine MS68 condition crossed the auction block at Heritage Auctions. The hammer price? $253. Now, $250 might not sound like millions, but remember, that's 12 times its face value. And in the world of modern state quarters, that's a serious figure, especially for a common date with a massive mintage. But condition isn't the only thing that can push this coin's value higher. There are error coins, double dies, off-center strikes, and the more famous extra leaf varieties seen in other state quarters. Although Iowa doesn't have a confirmed extra leaf variety, any major minting error on this coin would cause a bidding frenzy among collectors. Here's the thing most hype videos leave out. Your regular Tuishimasur de Iowa quarter from Pocket Change is almost certainly worth just 25 cents. So if you're checking your change, look for sharp details in the schoolhouse. Fully struck tree branches, no bag marks on the fields, and a blazing original luster. Then and only then, get it graded by a trusted third party, service like PCGS or NGC. That's the path to uncovering a top-grade gem. At Rare Coin Collecting, we're here to cut through the misinformation and bring you the facts. Whether you're a coin investor, collector, buyer, or seller, knowing the truth about coins like the 2004 Iowa State Quarter will save you time, money, and a lot of frustration. So before you believe the next viral post saying, "This quarter is worth $50,000, remember, the market value is driven by condition, rarity, and collector demand, not just the date and mint mark." Everyone's seen the Iowa State Quarter, but what you probably haven't heard is the wild story collectors whisper about this one. Some claim it's hiding in your change worth an unbelievable fortune. But before you get caught up in the hype, let's slow down and look at the facts, because the real history behind this coin is far more interesting than the internet rumors. And if you've got an Iowa P State Quarter in your hands right now, you'll want to listen closely. Because it might not be the jackpot you've been promised, but it could still be worth paying attention to. The Iowa State Quarter was released in 2004 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, honoring the Hawkeye State's rich agricultural and educational heritage. The design is one of the most peaceful and heartwarming in the entire series, a one-room schoolhouse, children planting a tree, and the words Foundation in Education. It's a nod to Iowa's dedication to public schooling and its deep rural roots. For many collectors, it's not just a coin, it's a small piece of Americana frozen in metal. Now, when we talk about the Iowa P Quarter, we're referring to coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And this detail matters. The P Mint mark is your first clue, sitting just under the words "In God We Trust" on the obverse. Philadelphia produced over 213 million of these quarters, which means they're far from rare in circulated condition. That's why anyone telling you that your worn Iowa P quarter is worth hundreds or thousands is either misinformed or trying to sell you a dream. But here's where things get more interesting. While most Iowa P quarters are common pocket change, certain conditions and errors can set them apart. If your coin has sharp details, no wear, and a brilliant untouched surface, it could be considered mint state. And that's where collectors start paying higher prices. The higher the grade, the more the interest. For example, coins graded MS67 or higher are incredibly tough to find in bulk, because even the smallest scratch or nick knocks them down a level. There's also the factor of die varieties, small, unintended differences created during the minting process. For the Iowa P, some collectors have reported minor doubling on the lettering or tree branches, known as doubled dies. These aren't always dramatic enough to be visible without magnification, but when they are, they become highly collectible. And then there are off-center strikes or coins struck on the wrong planche, extremely rare. But they do exist, and when they surface, they tend to turn heads at auctions. Let's not forget the historical context. The Iowa quarter was part of the 2004 releases, alongside Michigan, Florida, Texas, and Wisconsin, a year packed with standout designs. But Iowa's quarter stands apart for its quiet, wholesome imagery. While other states celebrated landmarks, battles, or industry, Iowa put education front and center. This choice makes it unique in the entire 50-coin series and a favorite for collectors who value symbolic meaning as much as rarity. Now here's the part most viral videos skip: the reality check. The vast majority of Iowa P quarters, even in uncirculated rolls, aren't going to make you rich. They're worth face value in circulation and maybe a few dollars in higher uncirculated grades. The coins that command real premiums are the flawless. Examples in top grades are those with clear, dramatic mint errors. But does that mean you should ignore them? Absolutely not. Because here's the truth. State quarters are still relatively young in the world of numismatics. Many are still sitting in drawers, jars, and coin rolls across the country. As time passes, pristine Iowa P quarters will get harder to find. That's when today's common coin can become tomorrow's collectible, and those who took the time to set aside the best examples will be ahead of the curve. So if you find an Iowa P state quarter in your change, take a second look. Check the condition. Look for sharp details, full luster, and any unusual doubling or striking errors. It might just be pocket change, or it might be a sleeper coin that becomes far more desirable in the years to come. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's not just about what's worth money today, but about building a collection that tells a story for the future. This is Rare Coin Collecting, and we're here to give you the real facts without the hype. If you're a coin investor, collector, buyer, or seller, and you're serious about knowing what actually matters, then this channel is made for you. We're on a mission to spread real, authentic coin knowledge. No hype, no clickbait.